What's up, Rube? It's Little Big Robots back with another video. Today I'm looking at this insanely unique, not really unique for 30 minutes missions, but it is a 30 minutes missions kit. It is the Provedel. Provedel is from, I can't remember what faction, but I'll show you in a second. 30 minutes missions, in case you don't know, is one of my favorite lines because it's cheap, it's fun, it's customizable. It's great for beginners, but also with all the expansion stuff you can do, it's great for current builders. You're going to have English on their instructions all the time. Bandai's done really, really well with these. Not only that, but you're going to have some really nice steps like this little thing here that will say, look at this. It says, you can put together both sets using the same steps to speedily assemble the kit. So they're not only giving you English, they're also giving you encouraging English, but it's just really fun to see this because 30 minutes missions kits are so quick, but also if you're an advanced builder, you still have a good time with them. But I like that they're just really everything you need is in the package. You're not left with a ton of stuff left over. Also in this, the Provedel, I don't think this happened on any of the other kits, although you can find an online portal that lists all this. You get an entire checklist, couldn't remember the word, for all their different kits so far. Now, there are color variations, so be aware of that. But this guy is from the Earth Alliance forces. My favorite are these guys below here, like the humanoid-looking ones, the Maxions. But all the kits are fun, and I have pretty much all these, not in all the recolors and not in all the expansion packs, but I definitely have most of these. There's still some more other than that, and you can find some on Bandai as well. But the Provedel is basically, it'll tell you there if you want to pause it. Let me get you a little light. If you want to read that real quick, you can pause it and read that. I'll give you an idea of some of the lore. They have a little lore. It's different than Gundam, where it's just the Gundam lore. It's kind of its own little universe. I don't think they're connected at all. Anyway, this is the Provedel. It's really, really big, as you can see. Not only that, but this is a comparison of a standard size, a little short 30 minutes kit. So the idea with this one, I guess, is that it's like a robot, four-year robot to take part in. Let me get this guy put back together. Now, you might notice I didn't put any of the stickers on it. This one, unlike other 30 minutes kits, comes with stickers. They look really cool. I didn't do this yet because I don't know exactly how I'm going to end up using this. The idea behind these things is that you customize them, you use them to customize, and I'll show you a little bit about that in a second. So I don't want to put stickers on it necessarily just yet because I might be using it for something else or who knows what. But you can see immediately, you can see where one of the other kits sits here and rides. You could see that you could pull that upper section off and have a two-legged, creature with a tail. There's just a lot you could do here. There's the head, which is quite a bit larger. So it's got an obvious 30 minutes look to it, but then you see all the expansion stuff and it feels so much different. This is a little kit that I reviewed. You can check back on my own reviews and if you want to. And I like that it has like this actual little cockpit in here, and I like that these kind of mirrored each other. In the manual, it's showing me using a different 30 minutes kit than this to kind of mount him, but I decided to go with this one because they look like they're kind of related with the see-through part there. It's a very, very easy build, as most 30 minutes kits are. These, like the guns and stuff, will just be a basic two-parter with the snap together, and you're going to throw the barrel in there. You could take that apart. You could use that for something else. You're going to see little parts like this everywhere. These little connectors. 30mm refers to the 30mm holes that they use, I believe, as well. So it's really, really standard. And the idea is that you're going to be able to mix and match. Now, normally with 30 minutes kits, you're going to, the arm can be pulled off and then put in the other arm. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm talking about here. I have two big boxes. I have a box of completed kits, I should say, and then a box of parts. So this is all leftover stuff. Now, each kit doesn't come with a bunch of leftover stuff, but some of this is expansion pack stuff, but you just get a ton. So like here, I bought this expansion option armor. It's this yellow bit, and it's like a construction bot. It's just really, really cool. You can make all sorts of fun stuff. I got like these, you might have saw my other reviews for these guys. I got the backpacks for the tank and everything. So I got all those parts. And generally you're supposed to be able to take, let's say this little tank part, and find yourself a blank little 30mm hole, let's say any one of these, and you can take that guy and you can just attach it to wherever you want, you know. So it's a real fun system for that, for just snapping together, building giant silly things. I haven't even really gotten that deep into it because I have so many kits and stuff I have to build, but I love that 30 minutes makes it so simple to do. But I could see that over time, that as you're pulling apart and, you know, reassembling and you know, unplugging bits here and there, that it's possible that a lot of those 30-minute holes, or at least the part, you know, the parts that they're the connector parts. What am I talking about there? The the little plastic and rubber bits, you know, that get loose over time. Those will get loose over time, and it's not going to hold together as tight. Like this guy's gotten a little looser over time, but he's still pretty tight. But you can tighten those up, and also because they are so simple, a lot of these arms you just can snap apart. You can pull apart and replace the whatchamacallit. I can never think of those names. You know, the little extra bits here, connectors. What are those called? I'll think of it in a second. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's called that. I always forget them. Like these, you're going to get extra ones of these. You could pop one of those in there if you need to, and kind of retighten the joint. And you can also use rubber cement. There's a couple tricks you can use. I also have a box of some completed kits. So you can take all these guys out. You can combine them how you want. You can add parts, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's the fun of this. It's kind of like a cheaper Hexagear that's a little bit more flexible. It's closer to a gunpla kit than a Hexagear, of course. It's 1/144 scale, but this guy is obviously ginormous. So he's got this tail that is, it's not wired, it's got just little joints in it. You are going to see my little nub marks because when I build my kits, I build them really, really fast to get them done for reviews. But it also gives you an idea of what it looks like straight out of the box without really taking care to, you know, sometimes I'll color them in or I'll smooth them down or whatever, but most of the time I'm just going for it. That is a bit obnoxious the way it hangs down, but I do like that it's just this fun optional part that you can pull out. It has the standard arm, so I'll bet you I could even plug it into a standard arm socket, like on this little guy. Let's see, it might be too large. Too large? Okay, so that's not the standard arm socket. That might be the waist size socket. So a lot of your 30 minutes kits have a waist connector underneath here, and I bet you that's that size. But anyway, so the tail you can snap off. You could probably, you know what you could probably do? Let me find a kit here real quick. I'll show you. Just a random one. There's these weird ones that I enjoyed them, but they were definitely weird looking. So let's see that standard connector there. Let's see if that'll fit there. Might not. It could just a little bit further. You could probably get a little expansion part in there. Stick that in there, and then you have a water serpent guy. You know, so there's just tons of fun things that you can do with this guy. Posability wise, he's about what you'd expect. He is about as posable as a standard 30 minutes kit. He has a couple fist options there, open and closed. His legs are double jointed, but you can straighten them out if you prefer that, which I kind of prefer them straightened out. The feet are not flexible necessarily, but they do have some movement on the toes and stuff. I'm not going to go over all the articulation. I find those parts in videos very boring, so I always skip them. The waist can turn, and you know, there's just some really fun, interesting little bits here to mess with. The point of this guy, though, is not necessarily to put him in super duper cool poses, but to kind of combine him with other kits. And then, you know, try to make some monstrous things. Speaking of that, what we want to do is we're going to try and mount the little rider guy here. So you're going to basically take off his old backpack. This happens to be the one that was on him before. Again, you can see the two standard holes. I plug this backpack that came with this big guy here. I plug that into the two standard holes there, like that. I mount the wire bits. Put the tube. You know what I think I was supposed to do is just run the wire the entire way through, but I cut the wire. But that's cool. That's cool. I can, you know, it's not a big deal. Then you put this in there like that, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take this little bicycle part off, I believe. Let's see. And you slide that out, and then it comes with this little mount, which is like a little bicycle part. It's kind of cute. This part here will actually move. Let's see if I can get it to move. They say it moves. It's hard to, there you go. So it slides to make room for whatever size 30 minutes kit you want. And then Which way does it go? So it goes this way. Okay. So then you take this bit here, you put it back in there like that to make the little mount, and then you're going to put this guy in here. Before I put on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slide. Let's put this guy on. Let's scoot him back a little bit. Let's go ahead and mount this guy. You see the little hole in the seat? Conveniently, most Gunpla kits and 30 Minutes kits have a nice little mount hole. That's what we're going to call it for the safety of younger listeners in the audience. I'm going to put that on there. Let's see if I can get it on there. Now, in the manual, it shows using a different model, but I'm going to use this one. And then supposedly you put these back like this, and then his legs go in here. His legs bend and should be able to touch on there like that. So again, you might have seen me in the last 30 minutes video. I'm not a fan of transformations. They're just kind of goofy, but this is a fun one. This is more like he's riding a speeder bike or something. So that should mount to this. So let's put it around. Let's put the wires around the back like indicated. Put his legs up more. I'm going to do him like this just to get him out of the way for now. So because I'm not using technically the model they said to use. Let's fold his feet down. Actually, let's just put him forward. Why are we doing that? Just put him forward. See if I can. Yeah, a little bit. And for now, I'm going to set him like that. I'm not going to get into it. So you might have to finagle it depending on which model you're using. Because he's got a mount under here. And his legs have got to kind of go wide to allow him in there. There we go. So he's in there like that. Looks crazy. But again, I'll have to blend it a little bit. See, they're saying to use an alto. I have an alto. I don't know why that would make a difference. It probably would. It make a difference on the leg? Let's see if I can find an alto. No, it's not an alto. I know I've got an alto. Alto, alto, alto. I believe that's an alto. Close enough. Let's see if this guy works. He's got tennis shoes on, skateboard shoes I put on him. See how you can mount? You can affix all sorts of stuff to him. Let's take this guy back off because he is a little bit too awkward for it. See if we can mount this one. Yes, my cat is meowing. Let's put his arms forward. Put his legs like this. See if this works a little better. It might be the width of the bot, you know. Maybe they're just wanting to keep it also in the same faction. Why is my kitty meowing? Why are you meowing, kitty? He doesn't know. He never knows why he's meowing. The arms should supposedly go and hold on to the little driver stick thingies, the little steering wheel, whatever you'd call that. That should just slide right on that one. So, you know, you'd have to adjust it how you want. Oh, so the legs do come in a little tighter, I see. Let's put that one back like that. Put that one back like that. Yeah, so that's quite a bit tighter. See how much more narrow that is? Let's see if that'll mount a little better. Oops, backpack fell off. Let's stick. Now I gotta have it on first, don't I? These are a little finicky, but not bad. Put that in there. We go. Lean him down a little bit. I don't know how this is supposed to go. Let's see if that's supposed to do something. There's like a shield above his head. I think maybe that needs to come down. Ah, that's what it is. So, a shield at the top here. You see how kind of obnoxious that is? I need to let's pull him back off. See the shield here? How do I get that? Come on now. Tweezers. Do I have any tweezers? Ah! Use this little weapon here to see if I can. Oh my god. There we go. So you mount the shield like that. Let's put him this way. It's getting there. It's getting there. Like that. Head down in there. There we go. Something like that. It might be a little crooked though. I think that's way crooked. In fact, he's leaning way back. There we go. Let's get him back in here. Put these wires down. Put this guy more forward. Boy, that's crazy. Look how far back he is. See how far back he's bent? Does it have to be that one specific kind? Because that's a little bit unfortunate. So let's do that. Let's get the wires. Oh. So see, you can see what a mess this is. Put this back here like that. Okay, so we've got that basically mounted on there. And then that's really not how it's supposed to go. That is really, I guess you really have to use that one particular model kit because nothing seems to be really fitting on it well, but I'm probably doing it right. It's saying use the alto. I thought that was an alto. But I can also maybe scoot him forward a little bit. And let's see if I can scoot him forward. Using that adjustable part. It's not coming forward anymore. That's about as far as he's going to go. But you can actually adjust the handle a little bit. There we go. I'm not too worried about that being perfect. So that's going to hold down. I'm going to, adjust that. And then the wires go like this. Why didn't I run the wires through the whole thing? I don't know. But anyway, I'm done. I'm done messing with it. These things aggravate me when I just can't get should have built it before, but you can see basically what it's doing here. So we got to get this guy straightened on here, blah, blah, blah. Get his head straightened on, bend that down. Maybe he needs to go forward a little bit like that. That's probably better. And you can see that's pretty wicked. This is why I kind of prefer this guy. He's a little bit smaller in stature, but his legs are too wide, but I could easily take off these extra parts, see? And that would probably work a little bit better because he's smaller. He's quite a bit smaller. So let's forget the wires for now, but the wires go around the back, and that's cool, don't get me wrong, but I just wanted to see how his head is all bent up. So I'm going to actually remount this guy with this pieces taken off. I'm going to push the arms, the handlebars forward, push these back, let him push his legs back, bend it as much as I can. So I want him to be really narrow. Oh, I see, it's his hips there that do it. Ah, that's what it is. So his hips are just too narrow. But he is smaller, so he does kind of go in there a little bit better, I think. A little bit better. Not bad. You'd have to really mess with it. It's a bit silly, but you know what would be really cool too is you could do this. Take a second here, and this would be much, much easier. So this is cool. Put these legs back and mount it forward. And then you can have like a, oops. You'd have to mess with it again, but you could definitely mount something like that. I think that comes open like a mouth. So you could even, if you wanted to, you could mount the legs on the opposite, spin the legs around, and then have the legs go that way, if that makes sense, instead of doing a reverse thing like that. So, just messing with it like that, you can see, and then when you have this leftover guy here, you've got the top. You wouldn't want to mount him necessarily on one of the small ones, small bodies, but you could use like the tank treads. You can throw that back in there. Probably. You can do something like with that. Make an underwater guy. You could close that back up. You've got a million options, and that's just messing with it like that. So really, really interesting. The gimmick is a bit much. I still haven't really come across too many gimmicks in Gunpla style or 30 minutes mission style kits that really made it super easy to use. Transformations, stuff like that. I don't really care for those. I just want a bot that kind of stands there. But this is it's a really neat idea to kind of have a little mount for him. Yes, it's a bit, the placement of it is a bit odd, a bit phallic, but you can, if you want, you can always just remove that, keep the tail off if you want. You got more of a standard large bot which I like him just looking like that. He just looks really cool. It's a nice looking bot. And then you could, because he's a standard, those standard 30 millimeter holes or whatever, you can mount guns in places, you know. Let's see what else we got here. I got all my parts in here. Take like, let's see what we got here. Just a handful of random parts. Got a gun there, so you can put a little gun in there. You can got a little tank. Oh, here's a little drone. He could be mounted up there. Ooh, got hair all on my 30 minutes missions kits. You can mount a drone somewhere. You got that little tab, so he even has this little hole in front, so you can mount the drones here, and they could fall off and go away. You know, I mean, this is what's fun about this line, is it's just silly and fun, but if you want to make a serious looking cool bot, you can do that. This big guy was a little more expensive. These are typically between, you know, $12 and $25 depending on the kit. This was closer to $50, but you can see how much more additional parts. Hey man, come on, get out of the way. Nobody wants to see your butt. You know, you can just make a big, you could buy 2 or 3 of these and make a big giant army out of them. So really fun, really interesting. I haven't stuck the stickers to it, so the stickers would definitely add some more dimension to it. You can paint these guys, you can do whatever you want. You could even remove the head and put another head in there, or put a gun in there, and then you have what, like this could be the cockpit. So as you play with these things, you can see just how fun. Like you can mount a gun right here like this. Imagine doing something like this, because you do have the parts to do it. You know, look at that. I mean, that's cool looking. See, so you have like a mountable gun. Ah! Really, really fun. I love these things. I love just sitting around while I'm working even and just messing with them. I hope you like them too. Let me know what you think. And other than that, make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because I'm trying to get to 4,000. So have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you later.